after hearing multiple reports of Joe Biden dropping out this coming weekend from multiple independent sources, as well as many Democrats asking Joe Biden to drop out themselves. It seems likely. We don't know who the candidate will be, who the nominee will be, but we can make some speculations. So today we're going to go over if Kamala Harris was to be the one on the ticket for the Democrats. So this map as it stands is pretty much how it would be solid for either side, with obviously a few things to come in either direction, but this is pretty much it, excluding the swing states for either candidate. And as you can see, the Democrats at 226 and the Republicans at 235. This gives a pretty even playing field with the rest of the swing states in play. So first off, we're going to start with Nevada and Arizona in a poll that showed that in Nevada, Trump actually got 49% against Biden at 42, so about a lead of 7%. But when going against Kamala Harris, Trump had 50% of voter support and Kamala had just 40% in the small poll. So just based off that small poll, we're going to give Trump Nevada, which seems pretty likely anyway, going against Biden, who actually is a more popular candidate than Kamala Harris among voters. Next up, we're going to do Arizona. Trump got 49 to 44 against Biden, but up against Kamala, he actually went up in his margin to 48% against her 42%. So once again, Arizona is very likely to go for Trump against Biden, so it's not irregular to see that this would actually go for Trump as well. Next up, we're going to talk about in Pennsylvania and Michigan. So either way you swing it, if Kamala Harris had Josh Shapiro on her ticket, it would help in Pennsylvania. But if she had Governor Whitmore, it would help in Michigan. So either way you swing it, she's going to possibly lose either Pennsylvania or Michigan. So we're just going to go with one. So if she had Josh Shapiro on her ticket, she would very thinly marginally beat Trump in Pennsylvania by 1 point. So we're just going to do this as it's just a little thought exercise. She gets Pennsylvania very thinly. But as you can see later on when they talk about this, however, Harris and Shapiro fared worse in Michigan, getting 42% compared to 47% to Trump and Vance. So Michigan would then fall to Trump. So either way you swing it with Gretchen Whitmore or Josh Shapiro, they lose either Michigan or Pennsylvania. So we'll just leave it like this, give the Democrats the 19 instead of the 15. Next up, we're going to talk about Wisconsin. This state would be extremely close, but the one poll that we have, there's not a ton from Wisconsin from Harris and Trump. It would be Trump getting it by 1% in this poll right here. Not a very high margin, but once again, we don't have a lot of polling, so we're just going to do with what we have. Wisconsin then goes to Trump. Last but not least, Georgia. We have a few polls from Kamala and Trump, but they're not very good for Vice President Harris. 10% lead by Trump, very recently done on the 16th of July, as well as this one done on July 14th through the 15th, 7 points, 8 points, 5 points. The whole time, Georgia was supposed to go to Trump anyway in a Biden and Trump scenario, so it's not far out to think that it would go for Trump in a Harris and Trump situation as well. So as we can see, even with a new running mate, it does fall that most of the swing states, except for Pennsylvania, would still go to Trump. The VP would be super critical for Kamala to pick and which one she would want to get in a few more states on her ballot. I don't think that she would have it in her to beat Trump, as she is not that much more of a popular candidate than Joe Biden. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Kamala Harris could beat Trump in 2024?